Hi, guys. Welcome to the Reds Podcast, Life Unfiltered. Thank you so much for joining us wherever you are listening to this podcast. This is a unfiltered space for dialogue, faith, mental health, and uncomfortable conversations. And as always, I'm here with the great and wonderful and bald-headed mother effer, Michael John Van Dree. His wife was trying to give him a haircut, and
She used to
Mike
do them back in the day.
Mike grabbed her boob and she went, zzz.
Well, not that part. We're not that unfiltered. We're not trying to get rid of Facebook fake that much.
That's true. Oh. I remember I thought of an Instagram one laying in bed. Instagram icky.
Instagram icky, ridding the world of Facebook fake, Instagram icky, and Twitter takes.
There you go.
I like it. We're going to become famous. We're going to go viral. No. Gosh, if we go viral, the world's broken.
It's true. I want to thank Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. You can call them at 532-6600, who is having a car show on Saturday, but that won't matter because it still won't come out until Monday. So you missed the car show. Unfortunately, I cannot be there. I have a gig economy picnic that afternoon, and then in the morning I got to run Avery to driver's training, and then Megan's working, and it's a shit show. So anyways, but to get your car fixed in a proper and awesome way with free loaner cars, you need to go to Irvine's. I've used them for many years. They've been part of my life for at least 3 or 4 years, and they've been nothing but incredible for us. So 532-6600, schedule online, irvines.com. And then, of course, you can see their new awesome updates with that must cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but it must have cost a lot of money. But it's a long time coming. They were busting at the seams, and they couldn't get as many cars in because
and people probably had to wait a little longer than they would like, and so now they're more ready to serve you than ever.
Yeah, they're cranking out.
And Jason's bringing his car in soon too for gig season.
Yeah, it's coming up. 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
And I'd like to thank our Patreon supporters. First, there's Joe P. So Joe called me this morning.
He did.
Yeah, he listened to our last show and heard about my job and called. Who calls anymore in this world?
Joe does because he travels a lot. I think he's in the car, and I don't know. He doesn't text. I guess he has called me, but I don't ever answer.
See, I saw it and I answered, and it was so sweet. Like, he just checked in on me, make sure I was doing good.
Aww.
Because he's an awesome person. So thanks, Joe, for supporting us in multiple ways. Kate K, Lisa K, and Megan Denef. So thank you to our Patreon supporters for making the show possible. So Jason, you ran a race this weekend.
I did. I'm a championship runner, as we know.
Were you a championship runner this weekend?
I was not.
Those Saugatuckians, they're faster than you.
So the guy that won the 12 mile beat me by 3 minutes.
No.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're a slow person.
No.
Like if it was me, it'd make sense.
I should look at what his mile per or pace per mile was. But yeah, he didn't have an ounce of fat on him and ran with no shirt on the whole time. He was pretty sexy.
Well, because you ran it in 9-minute miles, right?
No, I was 11:01.
11:01.
Yeah,
he still had to be. He didn't quite do twice as much as you.
No,
but still.
Oh, I bet he was doing at least 7-minute miles.
Wow.
And I don't know how you do that through the trail. I mean, some of those trails were sketch. Like, I'm talking edges of, like, if you hit a root, you're going down. Like, you're going down a hill.
Was it rock or sand?
It wasn't rock.
Okay.
I mean, what do you mean by rock? Like,
well, because it's Saugatuck, which would be more dunes, right? And then hill built into that.
Yeah, it was. I would call it more dirt and roots. We did do some sand, but not very much at all. So it wasn't rocky like you would slip on the rocks, but it was a lot of roots. And I'm like, man, a couple of times, I slowed to almost a walk now. So I'm really proud of that race. I did it. I did it well. I walked all the hills.
Nice.
And part of it was because everyone else was walking, and I'm like,
There's a reason why people are.
There's a reason why, and gosh, some of that I tried to run some of them, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be dead. And this race had the Mount Baldy stairs, which was 302. I haven't posted any pictures. I have a bunch of pictures I need to post.
302 stairs.
Yep. And it was at mile 4.
Halfway through.
Yeah. So Mike asked, goes, did you run any of them? I was like, I walked every single one of those steps.
I'm proud of you for doing that.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming the people in front of you were walking the stairs too.
No one was running them.
Other than that guy who passed you.
Well, I don't know when he passed. Oh no, I do know. He was well, yeah, he beat me by 3 minutes. So he passed me with like a mile and a half to go.
And I think that guy had to do the stairs twice. But I could be wrong.
No, I don't think so.
Just once.
They went out. Their long part was the initial race, and they went out and long.
Yes.
So the last 2.5 miles was just road, and it was so. I was like, nothing could have stopped me. Yeah. I was on cloud 9 because I was like, I got on the road. I'm like, okay, I know what this is, and I started kicking up. And
yep.
And yeah, the last mile, I think I was under 9-minute miles.
Nice. So tell me the point that you got to the stairs. Like, was your brain going, this is awesome, or this sucks? How am I going to make it?
I knew I would make it, but my brain was, this sucks. But
yeah.
You know what? I took a totally chill attitude. I was like, I stopped for water breaks. I took a piss before I hit the stair. Never stopped my watch. I'm like, nah, yeah, it's fine. I just made it a laid back thing. And I think that really helped me to focus on not like trying to kill myself.
Which is good because that's not your goal race. Your goal is to do good at half marathon, get under 2 hours, cut off those 9 minutes. It's only 9 minutes.
It's not happening. So I will say, I think I'm going to train for the big one next year. Okay. I don't think I'm doing a half next year. I really enjoyed those trails.
Yeah, it seems like trails are becoming your thing.
Yeah, I really liked it. It was a good race. It was a good vibe, a good atmosphere. Everyone was kind. The race started 20 minutes late, though.
How did that make you feel?
I was angry, but I was able to shake it off pretty quick.
Okay, good.
I don't know what happened to me. Normally, you know me, I'd be like dragging it out, but I sure bitched about it before we went. It was hot.
It was a warm day. We were standing
right in the sun.
It was so humid.
Yeah. So apparently they not apparently, they split the 12 milers and 8 milers at different starts across the river.
Yeah, I saw that on the map.
Very confusing. People were late, and they held a bus for them. And I was like, you know what? TikTok, it's a timed race anyways. What does it matter if they roll up late?
Yeah.
Like, not my problem.
Yeah.
So I wasn't the only one complaining.
Now, were there quite a few that were late where they thought it'd mess everything up? Or was it just like a bus load?
40.
Out of how many?
236.
Okay. I don't know. That's borderline. Well, because tulip time started late.
But that was like 7 minutes, if that.
Well, and it was because a kid was lost.
Yeah.
Which felt a little bit better than some people just showing up late to a race.
It's like, come on. I mean, if you're late, that's on you. I was there at 7:30. The race didn't start till 9.
Yeah.
So.
It was so hot, though. So Cam had a cross-country meet, and I told you a little bit about this, but so he was one of the last 2 races to happen.
Yeah.
And they canceled it because the 2 races before, like, multiple people passed out.
How is that possible? It's a 2-mile race.
Well, for the high school, it's a 3. So there's a high school race where it's 3.1. A couple of people passed out. But then middle school, I don't know if it was because a lot of them had been there for a while, right? They're out in the sun. They're cheering on teammates. They're out moving around.
Possible.
They didn't drink enough water. And then you're pushing yourself for 2 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, because those kids are not running 7-minute miles. A lot of them are running 6-minute miles.
Especially since people had already dropped, they probably erred on the side of caution.
One, I think that's why they did it. They said, once, if one person passes out, okay, something weird could have been up with them. But when you start getting 3 or 4,
yeah.
But yeah, that's a hot day to be running.
Yeah, it was hot, but I felt so good. I'll show you so what it was cool. What they did is they recorded the finish and they put it on YouTube.
Oh,
and
nice.
If you go to Run Sign Up and click it, it goes right to where you're finishing.
For real?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's weird technology. I want to figure out how they do that.
I don't know how they do the timestamp. That's I mean, I get it starting a video and recording the whole day.
Yeah.
But literally it was 3 seconds and I was finishing.
What?
Yeah, you should see it. I finished so strong. I was like hauling. So I'm almost like I had too much energy left, but I'm like, I played it safe because I didn't know what was coming next year. totally different ball game.
Yeah, you'll be able to play it based on what is coming up, and
unless I run the 12, and then it'll be totally different again because I'll know the stairs and the trail,
yeah,
but
that first part you won't know.
no, which will probably be road.
Yeah. But now, how are your legs feeling today? You said they're a little bit.
They're not bricks. They're not the giraffe that you thought they would be. Remember, I'm not rucking up them.
True.
You know what I mean?
It's not up and down. It's one time through.
Yeah. I mean, when you're adding 20 pounds, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it really is a lot of weight. I can't imagine Goggins when he was doing 50-pound, 60-pound rocks and running. How did you? No wonder your legs shattered.
It's terrible for your joints. See, that's just me, overweight. I always ruck. Every time I run is a ruck. Ruck, run. Let's go.
Yeah, I think it's different where the weight is, though. Like when it's on your back, I don't know. It just seems.
Yeah.
Because 20, if I had 20 more pounds and I walked those division steps, I don't think my legs would be as wobbly.
Try it. See if you can gain 20 pounds in 2 weeks and then do a division stair.
I'm trying to lose weight.
It'd be an experiment, like Goggins style experiment.
No, that's
you
crazy.
should do it.
I got one other story, and then that's my weekend wrap up.
Okay.
So, and then we'll jump into yours. But I definitely, I don't know if this was this weekend. No, it wasn't this weekend. It was last week. So, as you know, Frank, the effer that you lovingly named him after he ate my old Whoop. Whoop. I miss Whoop. They've been pounding me with emails lately. Have you noticed that?
I haven't seen as many. Maybe like somehow Whoop knows that you're missing them, and they're like coming, like, okay, Jason, come back, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. But what was I gonna say? I totally lost my train of thought.
Something about Frank.
Oh yeah, Frank. Gosh, thank you. That was rough.
It took me a second to even remember too.
So he barks a lot, and there's a lot of wildlife around here, chipmunks and stuff like that. Well, the other night he was barking at. We have some old what do you call that black tubing that water runs through? I don't know, whatever it is.
I know.
You can bury it. You
can
can whatever. So there's some old stuff in there from the previous owner underneath the deck. The deck's like a bomb shelter. I mean, it looks like I've never done anything under the deck. There's old trash in there from the other owner.
Really?
I'm not climbing all the way under there.
Wow.
Should send my kid in there when they're naughty. But anyway, so I thought it was a chipmunk. So then I go over there and I lift it up to get it out. It's a skunk.
Jason Gerald. So did you get sprayed?
No, I dropped the pipe and ran. But guess who was out there?
Franklin, barking at it, getting mad at it.
He got sprayed twice.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't smell it when you came down here.
No, I didn't smell it on him.
We've washed it like 4 times.
Now, just like normal wash, or do you do tomato juice or whatever you're supposed to do?
So we went out and bought some product, and it didn't seem to work the greatest. It was expensive too.
Yeah.
Apparently, it will only last on a person or a dog for 21 days, and then it should fade away.
Huh.
So it's not in the house, but if you get up close to him, like I can smell it a little bit in here. I have a sensitive nose, but I know I'm going like this with the pipe, and I was like, now, dumb me, 2 things. I'm an idiot. 1, I thought it was a chipmunk, right? So I thought, oh, Frank could chase it. It'd be fun too.
Yeah.
Should have brought the dog inside, no matter what.
Yeah.
First mistake, number 1. Number 2, I knew that there's been a skunk around because I had been smelling it. Yeah. I had not seen it, but I knew it. And I think he had a little nest in there or something.
Oh, and now what are you going to do?
So I took that pipe and threw it over the fence in the backfield. So at least if he goes back in there, Frank can't get him. But I mean, I was told usually skunks move. They move a lot.
Okay.
So unless they're pregnant or having babies, and this is not the time of year, right, for that they should move on. So I haven't seen it since.
Yeah. Oh, that is my biggest fear with a dog, is the dog getting sprayed.
The second time he sprayed, I actually saw it in the light because the sun was coming from the west. I was it was nasty.
That sounds horrible. Like, seriously, that's my biggest fear with our dog, is because she'll chase every animal. Yep. And randomly in our cameras, we'll pick up a skunk, and you're like, oh,
yeah,
Izzy, don't do it.
Yeah. But, I think Izzy would be a little bit easier to clean because she's got smooth hair.
She's short hair. With
Frank with all his curly hair. Yeah. It's been a nightmare. So
now somewhere Natalie would know better, but I think they say like a powder will help absorb the oil. There's some sort of powder that's supposed to absorb the oil, which is the smell, right?
Yeah, I looked at like a generic. online. It's like hydrogen peroxide, Dawn dish soap, a little bit of baking soda, mix it all together. It's supposed to
Okay.
work. So I think we're gonna do that next. So
I'm sure somebody uses Tide. It's not good for dogs, I'm sure, but you know how
the
maybe
powder Tide?
yeah. Oh, you haven't heard about all the powdered Tide stuff?
Uh-uh.
Natalie has gotten on some sort of TikTok or Instagram thing where some lady cleans everything with powdered Tide. And that's been the story of our
You know
life.
what I've heard?
Sorry, Natalie, for bringing that up and throwing you under the bus.
You know what I've heard is using Pine Sol in your washer machine.
Ooh.
There's a guy that he's from Canada. He loves the Speed Queen brand in America, and that's what I
Ooh.
have.
Yeah.
And it's made in Wisconsin. All parts, everything is made in the United States. Like the washer was $1,000.
Yeah.
But
It should last forever.
it'll last me 25 years. And anyways, he loves that. It's called something else in Canada, but he swears by. He has a TikTok. He's got a blue check mark. He's became viral over the pandemic.
Over that.
I love him. It's something appliance. I can't even remember the guy's name.
Isn't that funny of the things people get famous for?
And I love watching his videos.
I know.
He's kind, he's funny, he's sarcastic, and he goes, I use Pine Sol. It works great for cleaning. And I'm like, pour that in your. That's crazy.
But it makes sense though, because you know, like when you spill ranch on you and you have that oily stain.
Yes.
The Pine Sol will get rid of that because
Yes.
it's oil based. Oil gets out oil.
No, he doesn't say just use Pine Sol, but like put a capful in every load with your detergent, and it will make. I mean, I don't really have trouble cleaning my clothes with what I got, but
yeah.
Anyways,
some of my workout clothes though, it's getting a little bad.
Yeah, mine aren't. My hat, I gotta throw. I'm throwing that away after this training session. I mean, it was a $22 hat, but it works great. I mean, you can pour water, sweat, it never stains it, but it stinks.
It's gotten to that point.
What about your weekend?
My weekend was a lot more boring, but didn't have any skunk sprays. But the biggest thing was again, you know, Cam's cross country meet. But before that, I ran our 8 miles.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It went well. My heart rate started to climb, and I just kind of let it go.
Okay.
But it was humid out. It was like 89% when I first left. I looked back, Strava tracks that.
What time did you go? Right around when I took off?
I was a little bit before when you were supposed to. I think I got out there by 8:20 and then was out there for a couple hours. So, but it felt good the whole time. I felt good. Nothing hurts, which is good.
Yeah.
My Achilles tendon, I've changed up how I run a little bit. Achilles tendon is so much better.
Okay.
The guy who was on your favorite running podcast, the last guest, tried to run his way and it killed my Achilles so bad.
Which one?
Pushing the tush guy. Terrible advice for me.
Well, he said, didn't he also say if nothing's broke, don't try to mess with it?
Well, but like I had kind of naturally ran that way, but then when he did it, I did it even more, and it just the stress it put on my Achilles was terrible. But anyways, so I found somebody who had a different way to run, helped out really good. It was a good run, felt good the whole time. Yeah, I'm feeling strong.
Yeah, you feeling good?
Yeah. Now, next couple weeks are gonna kill us.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of miles.
Yeah, and then Sunday was just a rainy day inside. I know you joked about Sully having 18 hours of screen time. I probably had close to that. It was a lot of screen time and then small group and like that.
No, I definitely I had to edit for a client, then edit threads. Now that's out on Monday, which it was kind of nice because I felt no pressure. I took way longer than I normally do
because you weren't coming home from work, right?
Right. I made all the social content for TikTok. I already scheduled everything. Like everything's done.
Nice.
Now, yeah, I probably spent 3 hours on it, but I would never have the time on Thursday to do that.
Right.
I would have to do it later on in the weekend, and it just felt good not to be pressured. Now, next week, Sunday, I'll have gig threads and no, that's it. Just gig and threads. I won't have any clients. So,
well, this is so clean right now. This one will take you seconds to do.
Yeah.
Seconds to edit. It won't take you long at all.
Right.
So one thing I wanted to add into our catch up is mental state check-in. One thing I think you had brought up, and I agree, we don't talk about mental health as much as when you and Ben were the hosts. And so I want to check in, want to normalize guys checking in, seeing how the mental health is going.
Do you want to talk about Well, I mean, I'm the only one kind of going to therapy. I mean, you're not going to therapy.
No, I think just mental health state. How are you doing? Are you doing good? Are you rough? How's it going?
I am not the greatest.
Mm.
Megan and I have been struggling a little bit.
Mm.
Like I've been falling into some of my older patterns.
Like what?
Just the way it's more of the way the tone I respond back to
Mm.
her, not sarcasm, but just like defensiveness and not being curious. That's my biggest hiccup in life
Mm.
is not being curious. And I would say I don't think I feel bad, but when I start screwing up, something's not firing, whatever that
Yeah.
is. Like I don't feel like I'm like, oh, I'm depressed or whatever. I'm having a bad week. Although last week was rough.
It was full,
So full.
which probably then led to not a lot of mental bandwidth.
No, yeah, but this has been going on for like a month or two.
Mm.
So, I mean, as everyone knows, Meg and I aren't going to therapy. I'm doing EMDR, sort of. We missed a session last month. We're missing one this month just because she had some stuff going on those Wednesdays. So
Okay.
I'm not going again till the 28th, and then we're gonna start cranking. So, but yeah, other than that, I not been great, but it's weird, right? It's not like I'm like down in the dumps. It's just I'm not feeling as good as I probably could be.
And part of that is because from how you're acting, especially with Megan, that something's off.
Yeah.
So isn't that ironic, right?
Yeah.
Like because you're getting healthier, you're more down because like something is wrong.
Yeah. But the best part is Megan's doing her work and she's like talking to me about it.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, we don't have this dance for 2 months. And then she's like, we're both like in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like at our check-in, we're like, listen, this is going on. I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry. Like that I
Yeah.
need to work on that. Thank you for telling me. So at least for that. But I do miss going to couples therapy with her. I'm not gonna lie.
Is that going to start back up or not because you're doing EMDR?
Not during EMDR, it won't.
Okay.
Need she would like me to go every week, but I can't. I mean, I can't afford it, but I don't want to drop $1,000 a month on therapy.
Yeah. You're like, that's a great theory that you want me to go.
Yeah. But she doesn't want to go like session with EMDR, 2 weeks go by, then a session with Megan. So it'd be basically once a month EMDR.
Yeah.
She's like, it's too far away.
Yeah. For me, I was just noticing like this week, a lot of things just hit mentally inside my head. Like, just with the job loss and just what's coming up, it just like hit me to where I feel overwhelmed. And that's when I'm like, that's not a good thing. So, but again, like, I'm gonna meet with there's that pastor that I've been walking with in a lot of areas. He wants to bring me through a book that he said just has helped him. So I'm looking forward to that. We're starting that next week. Next week? Sure. Let's go next week. Let's pretend that's next week.
In September. Let's just
September.
generalize.
I think it's gonna be next week. So to go through that, because again, right, there's been a lot that's gone on. I processed some, but I know it's just right. You never know when all that's gonna hit at once.
Yeah.
And it just seems to hit at once. It's like, okay, there's a lot there in life. But I'm glad that the guy already set it up where he wanted to meet, he offered to meet, and we already planned it. Before I was like, hey, some stuff is coming up.
Yeah. So when you say he offered, you plan it, what does that mean?
So like it's probably a month ago, he's like, hey, as you're going through these really big things, as you know what happened and what is going to happen, as you're processing all of that, the loss in the future, like, hey, there's a book I've gone through that's just really helped me and helped other people. He, this was a month ago. He said, hey, we should do this. We set a date to start that.
Yeah.
So like, I'm glad before things hit that he
okay, I understand.
Planned it and kind of knew, right? And I knew, but it's hard in the moment. You're like, I don't know when it's gonna come up and when it's gonna pop up. But
right.
So yeah, not bad. I feel like with you, but like noticing that things are starting to come up.
Yeah, I mean, you've handled this relatively well. I still feel like the bottom's going to drop out with you, and then I'm going to get a call from you or Natalie.
Natalie.
Like, oh, he is in a rough shape. Can you go hang out with him? And of course I would, but it's, I don't know. It seems, you seem, I mean, from what I see of you, you seem like to be handling it pretty well.
And again, I think that's some therapy tools, but again, like I'm leery of it, right?
Yeah.
Because again, things will hit. So that's why when things are starting to happen, I'm like, hey, I'm glad we have this time planned. We can walk through it more. Somebody else will walk me through it. So that's just kind of where I am right now.
Cool. Hang on a second. My wife texted me.
Pocket texting you.
You were like leaving a message?
It was just I just sent what it was I typed.
Because Avery's at Zane XC. Is Zane cross country?
Exactly. I was like, what?
Let me know if you can't get Avery. She says she's having a shit end of the day. All right.
Do you need to leave?
No.
Oh.
I was like, all right, let's go. You're up. You were going to transition into cap, no cap.
So, Jason, you are a boomer and you don't know phrases.
I am not a boomer. I'm a Gen Xer.
I know, but sometimes you act like a boomer.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had to tell you what cap meant and no cap. So I meant like cap just means fake, false. So, anyways, I got this email, like Google alerts, like with mental health things, and they said 15 inspirational quotes, and I'm always leery of that, because especially with mental health, I feel like we like oversimplify it and a little bit Facebook fake. So I want you, I'm going to read these and then I want us to discuss whether we think this is like cap. So if it's fake, if it's false, you can just say false. You don't need to say cap. You don't
Thank God.
You don't need to try to be hip and young like I am. So
I'm not going to look at them because I see some of the pictures. The pictures make them worse.
I know the pictures do.
I would say false on all of them. So I'm just not going to read them.
Okay.
Or I'm not going to look at them.
So here's one to help you inspire you mental health. Every day begins with an act of courage and hope. Getting out of bed. Does that inspire you?
What do you think?
By the look, no, but I'm like, that should be the button for when it's a terrible inspirational. Next one, ready? Not until we are lost do we begin to understand ourselves.
I mean, I guess none of these are going to be inspirational for me. Like David Goggins is inspirational. So if it
who's going to carry the boat?
Exactly. So none of these are going to be inspirational, but I agree with that.
Yes.
I agree with that. It's kind of like if you don't fail, you're not going to get better. And that's kind of what that's implying, right?
Yeah. I think therapy for both of us started when we felt lost.
Yes.
When you're like, okay, I have no idea how to fix where I'm at.
Right.
So that one I would agree with. That one's like doesn't inspire me, but it's not cheesy or thing. Okay, here's a bad one. Here is the test to find out whether your mission on Earth is finished. If you're alive, it isn't. Those are terrible.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that one. Just it's junk.
That's like Jesus, like cheesy, like Jesus, like.
Well, I think it apply. If it is Jesus, I think it's better than not a general. Like if you're a Christian and you're saying that, like I actually would think it's not as bad. But just a general, if you don't believe in Christianity or God, like I'm just like okay.
The best way out is always through, and it has a leopard going through thorns or a cat going through thorns.
Yeah.
To me that one's better. Like maybe if you're going through a tough time, you're like, you know what? The best way out of this is not to avoid it, but to go through it. So I will give that.
But here's the thing. Okay. If you were assaulted, like beat up,
no one's gonna do that to me. But anyways, let's pretend.
But anyway, I'm just saying, people like that say, okay, I'm gonna take you out of it. I'm struggling to wrap my head around this, but if someone like a woman was raped or whatever, and people say, well, would you do it all? Like if you could do it all over again, would you do it? Like, are you a stronger person from that? And I'm just like, And then people that say like, yeah, I think that it's made my life better. I don't know. I kind of disagree with that, but it can bring out some amazing things in people.
Yeah. So this is what I'd go off from here. So if, let's say, somebody was raped, the best way out of where you are is to deal with what happened and not avoid it and pretend it didn't happen.
Correct.
Boom.
And I think I say rape because I think that's got to be the most traumatic thing for a woman. I mean, or anyone.
Yeah,
but
it's a human.
But I just feel like, I know. I think that's not a cheesy question. It's kind of a mean question. If you could, do it all over again, like,
no, I would choose not to.
But I think either you or Ben have asked me that, like, didn't your abuse, like, growing up, would you rather not have it? I'm like, yeah, I'd rather not have it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm who I am, but I bet I would be better if I didn't have that.
Yeah, that was not me who asked. I would have asked such a silly. I would be like, "Hey, was it fun getting the shit beat out of you?
No,
do you wish you would have gone through?" I'm like, come on.
I'm pretty sure he did bring that up. I don't know what it was in what context, but
and if it was me, now I feel like a real jerk. Okay, here we go. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars. That feels like a Goggins one. That feels like Goggins. Could you not hear? Out of the suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars.
He couldn't speak that well with that.
But that's what he would say.
Nah, I don't like that one.
Okay, I'm going to find one more because this is kind of tanking.
No, it's not. I think it's great. It's good conversation. I think they're funny. It's made me think on some of them.
I think you have to try and fail because failure gets you closer to what you're good at.
100%.
Louis C.K. Of course he's
Louis
right.
C.K.?
Yeah.
Ah.
Of course he's right. Yeah, that one's right. You have to try and fail.
Yeah. So, like, when you masturbate in front of your employees.
What?
You don't know Louis C.K.,
Did he do that?
Yes.
I was like, what?
Yes, he came back. I'm balls deep in the comedy world.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's just coming back from that. That was during the whole Me Too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he basically beat his meat in front of employees. Like,
what in the world makes somebody thinks that that's okay?
Well, I don't know, but he got up. He did get off on that. But like it was very strange. But he came back from that. Like, he came out right away before it like hit the air. He's like, listen, I did this. I'm sorry. I messed up. But I can't believe you didn't know that. You were like laughing so hard. I'm like, yeah, he did that.
So here's what I would agree with that. I think a lot of my mental health issues, I hate to say issues, but the things I've dealt with is because I thought that I wasn't allowed to fail in life. And like everything had to be perfect before I did it.
Yeah. That's from probably growing up.
Yeah. Growing up, right? Like, look back in childhood, but like, it's amazing, like how that actually holds you back from success because you're afraid to fail. And then leads to more like
it's tough to
anxiety.
fail, though.
Yeah.
It sucks. Why do you not like the word issues?
I don't know, because then it seems like something's wrong and broken with people.
This is just what you just said you didn't like.
I know. I'm just trying to figure. I just don't like the word issues. I should.
But I mean, that's the unfiltered thing. It's semantics, right? There's something wrong. Yeah, if you have mental health issues, there's something wrong. There's nothing positive about having a mental health anything.
True.
So it's an issue. It's a problem. Whatever. It doesn't mean it's a problem that you have to freak out about.
Yeah.
Or you need therapy about. I mean,
yeah. Here's a good one. We cannot be more sensitive to pleasure without being more sensitive to pain.
That's sexy. Sorry.
And this is rated XXX. Brought to you by Jason Gerald.
I like pain.
Yeah. And I think, like, again, if we want to feel joy, we have to be okay with feeling our pain, our feelings.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, when you break it down like that, I was clearly thinking about something else.
You were thinking about breaking the bat again.
Yeah, I was.
All of life is an experiment, and the more experiments you make, the better. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Yeah, that one's a little overrated to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so moving on from that, we're going to continue talking about mental health. You get all sorts of mental health. So, Jason, apparently, the food we eat affects our mental health.
Yeah, no shit.
I know, but like,
I read through the article. I'm like, yeah, no shit.
I think in reality, like, is that something like that we truly believe, or is something like that we like kind of like know, but then don't?
Well, I think it's a bunch of stuff together. I mean, obviously factors that can negatively affect aging, high fat diets, high sugar diets, alcohol, opioids. No shit.
You're just jumping ahead.
Yeah, but I guess my point is, like, I think it's a whole slew of things that makes your mental health bad,
Yeah.
right? If you're eating like shit, chances are you don't feel good because you're in the toilet, or if you're super overweight, you don't feel good about yourself. So it just continues the cycle. But
Yeah, I found it interesting. So again, there's the we'll link the articles. So researchers have been increasingly been studying the effects of diet and nutrition on mental health. They say many of them have noticed that people who follow the standard Western diet, which includes highly processed foods and added sugars, have increased risk of developing anxiety and depression. That's crazy though. Like we have this whole food system that is at best not making mental health better, but maybe making it worse for us.
does it say, because I super scanned that what in it is causing it? Like,
Yes. So it says the hippocampus is an area of the brain that generates new neurons in a process called neurogenesis. So the start of neurons.
mhm.
Research has linked neurogenesis and the hippocampus to a person's mood and cognition. And so they say that antidepressant drugs, right, promote those good things, but then it's the Western diet that will lower that,
Mm.
and like Mediterranean diet will increase it.
Okay, so
Is one of the diets is the Mediterranean diet, they say.
so you get so when you eat like shit, well, it says stressful experiences reduce the neurogenesis in the hippocampus.
And
So,
then factors that can just below it, factors that can negatively affect neurogenesis, aging, oxidative stress, high fat diets, high sugar diets, alcohol, and opioids. Which I mean, high fat and high sugar, you're gonna have one in any like if you have low fat food, it's gonna be chock full of sugar.
oh yeah,
Yeah, like the like the packaged healthy stuff, the way they get rid of the fat is put some sugar in there,
oh
and you're all
really? I
happy.
didn't know that. Remember
Oh,
the low fat fad for a
oh,
while, like back in
90s?
yeah
That
the
was my
late '90s.
life. That was
You
my
know,
life. Oh,
my girlfriend back then, dad, I can remember this to this day. He was a runner. He was a hefty guy too, but he would eat animal crackers because they were
yes.
low fat.
They were low fat.
He would eat bags of those mother effers. I never thought about the time. I'm like, those taste like candy. Like,
And those are full of sugar. But there was low fat. So okay, so back in the 90s, sorry, Jan. My mom was great, nurse, health, blah blah blah, but huge into the low fat diet.
yeah,
We would not eat eggs
wow,
because they were high in fat
cholesterol.
and cholesterol, high in fat and cholesterol. So we had 1 or 2 eggs a week. That's like what was allowed in like healthy. But then we'd eat cereal and Pop Tarts for breakfast. But it
Whoa.
was low fat, right? I know. So anyway, so they say that, but here's where I think you will love it. Here's where I think you will love it. It's not the low calorie diet. It's not that. It is the intermittent fasting can help with mental health.
Where does it say that?
Well, you gotta keep scrolling down.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, geez, there's a lot more on
Oh,
here.
it's a good article. But here's I actually wanted to ask you. So that's right. They say a small study. So again, this is not improved of men over the age of 50, which you're getting close to, participated in intermittent fasting had significant decreases in anger, tension, confusion, and mood disturbances. Based on your research and your like just doing it, do you feel like that's true?
I would say not. I don't have a lot of those, but the confusion one is interesting. Um, no, I mean, I think that's just my meds doing all that. I don't
Yeah.
know. I would have to do it without my meds to kind of really see if it did do that, which I'm
Okay.
not willing to
No,
do.
no, no,
But
don't. But like, do you not think when you started that, or is it not per? Has it just made you hungry in the morning, or has it made you more clear minded?
no, I no, I'm a little lethargic. I'll be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I get bad breath and I'm lethargic.
Bad breath.
Yeah, because your body's going into
Oh,
ketosis.
ketosis. I've been doing that more since I've lost my job. I just my schedule works out. Like I get up in the morning, drink coffee, and then go right to doing class and that. And I don't usually eat till 11:30 noon,
Yeah, but when do you stop eating at night?
like 9.
Oh, okay.
So I'm getting close to the 15 hours. But like I've noticed that
It's 16, by the way.
16.
I'm
still gonna,
not trying to be a jerk. I'm just saying to clarify.
which is one of them. I mean,
And honestly, if you did 15, that would be fine too. It's
Yeah.
anything after the 12-hour and more. Obviously, further you go,
Yes.
the better. It starts doing it at the 12-hour mark.
Yeah. So again, I'm definitely in that. So at 9 in the morning, I'm still in that. I would say my mental clarity is better until I eat food, and then I kind of have a
Really?
crash after lunch.
Well, yeah. I hold on, dog. Franklin, I don't have that crash.
And maybe it's because of the type of work you're doing. You're not
That
doing as
could
much
be.
mental.
Yeah, and I'm moving while I'm eating. It's not like I'm eating a meal, and then if you're going to study or like take a class, you're just like,
Take a quiz.
yeah. And even with gig work too, I think it's going to be more of a challenge with gig work
Yeah.
because even if I'm not delivering like hot food, I'm in the grocery store shopping.
Oh,
It's going to be a challenge.
maybe that's somewhere where your element though will come in, like give you some flavor at
Yeah,
least.
I haven't used it for that yet, but I should because I'm interested for you to try it. When I
Yeah.
first drank it,
Oh yeah, you drank it on the
no,
episode.
not that one. That
Oh.
one was dog shit. I don't know where that came from. So it's pretty amazing that I still tried it.
Yes.
It was so salty, Mike. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna drink this. And then like a week later, I craved it.
So your body gets used to it.
It must have because I don't even barely taste the salt anymore.
Really?
I taste the flavor.
Almost should taste it right now on episode
I
to see
mean,
how salty it is. Even though I don't need any
you
feel.
should.
Right
You need to get a new bottle though. You can't use that one because
Right.
it's almost gone.
It's mostly here.
I mean, if you're gonna be real salty,
It's gonna be
then.
super salty. But like I wonder for you, like if it will be better if you have something with flavor to drink though. Otherwise, yeah, you're smelling all the food, you're seeing the food, you're picking up people who eat the Western diet.
I will tell you something right now. You have to have some badass discipline when your lunch pail sitting right next to you in the truck. Like it's all made. There's nothing I got to do. I literally have to open the zipper, crack the monster, and open a baggie and pull my sandwich out.
It's pretty big though. With like usually about like 11, it's like the hunger pains start a little bit, and I'm like, I can just grab something from the fridge real quick.
See, mine actually go away.
Yeah, but well, it does.
An hour before I have to eat, they're gone.
Oh, see, for me, that's probably when they kick in, and then they go away. Like I'll drink more water.
Yeah, for me, it's when I wake up after I drink my coffee. I'm hungry till about 9, and then after 9, I could probably go 5 hours.
You should try it.
No, thanks.
Do it someday.
I love food too much.
So, anyways, they say food does impact it some. I just found that interesting as we talk mental health. Like, could we improve our mental health by not eating as much crap?
I either take the science out of it. I think just common knowledge says yes.
Yeah. But we're stuck in America. I don't know if you've been seeing I've been seeing TikToks of people like who either go on trips to Europe or move from Europe to America, and they say they eat the same things in America, and like people from Europe gain weight moving to America, even though they eat the same amount of bread because our whole food system is so
there's so many less restrictions here that even for some of the chemicals and stuff that they put in food that they don't have in Europe.
Okay, so a little experiment for here. Check out your screen time here a second.
For today or like for the last week?
For last week. What was your screen time last week? I'm coming up with this on the fly. Have fun editing this. I don't want to know. I didn't plan this.
So I'm going to do last week. Okay. All right. I'm ready.
How do I do this? How do I go to last week?
So when you're up here, like,
there we go. There we go.
Yeah, you got
to scroll.
You got to scroll down. Yep.
Oh gosh, that was a bad week. Oh gosh.
So my average. What's your average?
No, you go first.
4 hours and 54 minutes. What was yours?
9 hours and
Michael John. That's almost double mine.
Oh, that's so bad. It's so bad.
Okay, last week I had my most used was Telegram, TikTok, and Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, TikTok, Facebook, and Insta. Oh gosh.
How much on TikTok?
A lot.
No, you need to.
No.
You brought it up. You say it.
I know. I want to move down to what's the most number of pickups that you had? Oh, I lost the week from the week. What's the number of pickups?
My average?
Yeah, and for last week's average, did they give you pickups?
Yeah, 126.
126. I don't think I was as many pickups, but it was bad. That's terrible.
No, I want to know your TikTok time.
No,
Michael,
it's terrible. I cannot.
I want to hear it.
I will not admit to the truth of that.
Michael,
It was
come on.
so bad.
It's got to be 6 hours at least.
Oh, like total. They just gave me the total
The
for
most
the week.
views.
They gave me
It's
the
more
total
than 6 hours
for the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. I'm not even going to talk
Come
about
on, that's not. Hey, I'm gonna have everyone call you out. This is unfiltered. How many hours?
Okay, a second. I got to get back to it.
You're a lie. You're gonna go to
No.
this week.
So you want the most used total for the week? It was 28 hours.
Oh my god!
Next was Facebook at 6.
28 hours a week on TikTok.
That was last week. Okay, let's go back. Ooh, yep, it's bad. Not as bad as last. Last week was a bad week.
The week before that, I was on TikTok for 1 hour and 50 minutes.
What? That's all
for
you
the
do?
whole week. Telegram 7 hours.
What do you do on Telegram for 7 hours though?
I have a lot of friends on Telegram.
I love friends.
Me and Jesper talk all the time.
Oh, you talk business?
28 hours.
Yeah.
This is getting posted. This is going to be a highlight clip for sure.
It needs to be a highlight clip. So, okay, here's the article. If you've been feeling down lately, Mike, if you've been having mental health issues, social media might be to blame. We're all on social media. Mike apparently more than others. It's muscle memory. When we need a brain break at work, we're standing in line. We pick up our phones and open one of several options. As of April 22, 4.65 billion people worldwide are on social media. The daily average, nearly 2.5 hours. Blew that straight out of the thing.
I mean, you like quadrupled it.
I know. Social media is designed to be addictive. Using the apps releases dopamine, and you feel good as you receive likes and post updates for others to react to. Some mental health. So here's what it says. And apparently, okay, let's talk through it for real. It can worsen anxiety and depression symptoms because it can make you feel isolated.
Yeah. That's why you pick it up when you're kind of
pooping.
Feeling a little pooping.
Pooping is a good portion, but yeah, apparently a lot more than that. I need to re-put the limit on that and hold to it and not put my password in.
Yeah, you do.
That's the worst. I don't know if you've ever put a limit on an app and then you just put the password in.
Yeah, but the limit doesn't work unless you go back like you just looked at it and go, oh my gosh.
The challenge this week will be to see if that can change. Do you think I can get it below? What should be the goal? So 28. Most weeks it's 21 hours. I just look back the past 2 weeks. I know.
Well, I mean, okay, so you don't have a job, but you are going to school.
Yeah, but again, I think it's morning, and man, that
sounds like maybe your mental health isn't as good as you think it is,
or that's making my mental health worse. So, anyways, it should be let's try to go down to 15 hours a week, which is only a couple hours. That's less than 2 hours a day. It's not bad. 2 hours a day.
So, how often do you get the TikTok person?
Never.
Come on.
I don't think the TikTok guy comes up anymore.
Yeah, it does. It does if you're on over an hour.
I haven't hit that in
Well, the problem is if you're on it and you close it and go do something, I think it resets the time.
I don't know. I've had them once the whole time I've had TikTok.
Okay.
So it can worsen anxiety and depression symptoms, including isolation. It can cause feelings of inadequacy.
I don't even know what that word is.
Inadequacy. I don't.
Inadequacy. Okay.
Yeah. That's a Jason word.
Oh,
that's a Mike word. Yeah. So I would say that would be more. That wouldn't be TikTok. That'd be like Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah,
for me, and which I don't spend as much time on. Apparently, TikTok is my addicted one.
TikTok to me brings me joy,
and it's the best built one.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's like Facebook or where you got I mean, your algorithm can pick up like Karens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mine does have that. I do enjoy a good a good Karen meltdown, but for the
Yeah.
most part, it's like I don't know, Facebook and
But a good Karen meltdown is joyful for you though.
yeah,
You enjoy it.
TikTok feels less toxic than the other
Yeah.
apps.
But anyway, so it can make you feel that, and it can interrupt your sleep cycle. So when I saw that today, I have been starting the bad habit again of being on my phone in bed to fall asleep. For a while, I was reading my Kindle again. I was reading books. Way better.
Yeah.
They say that it messes with your sleep cycle completely and utterly.
Megan's gone back to the book too. She got in a while. She was using her phone to fall asleep, and now she's back to the book again.
How about for you? Do you fall asleep to your phone or book?
Nope. I put my phone down and I close my eyes and I go to sleep.
But like how? Okay, like how long from phone to sleep?
Like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I do look at my phone depending on time of night. If I'm going to bed real late, I literally put it on the charger and go to bed. I don't even look at it.
Okay.
But if it's like if I go to bed at a normal time, it's like 5 minutes.
Okay. Like 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I go to bed, I tuck in, I grab my phone, I look at something for 5 to 7 minutes, and then I put it down.
Oh, then you put it down.
I don't ever fall asleep to it.
Yeah. So, I don't even stay awake 5 to 7 minutes. Well, as soon as I lay down in bed, if I had something, it's less than 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Most nights. There's random nights. But according to 2018 study, 70% of people reported getting in social media before falling asleep, and 15% spent an hour more on their phones. Ooh. But anyways, they say the blue light messes with your sleep, and then that can cause more mental health issues.
Yeah, but most phones, I have it set up where it dims the brighter colors.
But I think there's still blue light, though, right?
Oh, I thought that was supposed to help.
You think it gets rid of all of it?
Probably not.
Yeah, they probably. So, anyways, warning signs that your online habits are unhealthy. Ready? You leave no time for self-care.
But what if that is your self-care?
Well, but you spend more time on social media than you do with friends or family.
Okay.
100% true. Your symptoms of depression or anxiety spike. I just talked about that, so we'll leave that for what it is. You compare yourselves to others and feeling jealous. Not for me on that one.
Mm-mm.
You're distracted from school or work. Yeah, probably isn't helping. Trouble falling asleep. Not an issue. You feel like you need to check social media every few hours. So here's their helpful. Ready for their helpful ways to protect your mental health from social media. Decrease your time on social media. No shit.
No shit. Like it's hard to do that.
Not start or end your day with social media. Okay, this is the one I was reading today. This is the one. Because my habit is I wake up and I pull my phone out.
I do too. Typically, I get on Clash Royale and play games.
Yeah, which is fair. Which is better than like TikTok
or check messages or whatever. But other than that, I don't usually get on TikTok or Facebook. No, I lied. I get on Facebook.
Yeah,
I should try it.
What do you get? What do you do on Facebook in the morning though?
It's so funny. So Facebook for me is just filled with Uber and Lyft groups. And yeah, it's mostly. I mean, I barely have any friends on there.
So it's not people. You're not looking at like pictures of former friends.
Nope.
Basically, that's what Facebook is the land of former friends.
Nope, I don't. I mean, I see them, but I'm not there for that. I'm looking for like stories and a random Karen.
A random Karen. So I think that's one, like not ending, as I talked about, not starting. I think that'd be a good way to not waste that morning time and use that time for something else, whatever. And spend time with friends and family.
Yep.
So the phone needs to disappear.
Of course.
You know, I love at the end of this article. It says if it's too long, didn't read the end, it gives you a summary of the freaking article. It's 2 paragraphs long.
Do you ever, as we're moving on and wrapping up, do you ever listen to stuff like if this was on here, would you watch a video of it instead of reading it?
I would not. I actually prefer reading. I'm one who likes to read. So
I prefer depending on where I am, like if I was down in the studio and I had headphones on, I would watch the video. I think I would get more out of it than reading it. I think I miss a lot when I'm reading because I read so fast. I scan. I'm just looking for like keywords.
So you aren't reading. You're skimming.
You're skimming. Yeah. Like I told you, I didn't realize this. Or maybe it was the food one that was so long.
Yeah. You're like, oh, fasting. There's a fasting part. No, but again, in different brains, I think Cam is more that way. Like he gains more when he listens than when he reads words on a page. So
that's why I like Audible, baby. Started a new book today.
See, for me, like I know, like for class, there's options where everything can be read or you can read all the stuff. I do way better on tests when I read it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If I was going to test out on it, reading would be better for me because I would take my time because I knew I was going to be tested.
But I'm saying like for Cam would do better, I bet, just to listen to it than reading. That's just right. It's interesting how the brain works. So Jason, as we get to the end here, what greatly affects your mental health?
Did you like mine?
Yeah, I know, me. You wrote me, jerk.
What are you doing?
I'm adding apparently what is true based off the facts that I don't want to know.
So what's greatly affects what poorly affects? For me is sleep. I need my sleep. If I can get away with one night, but last week when I got back and scheduled all those interviews and everything, no, that it wasn't last week. It was the week before when I got back from Dallas.
Yeah.
And I scheduled all those interviews. I was going to bed at like 11 every night.
Well, I noticed a couple nights you were messaging me late, and I was surprised.
Yeah, and then I was still getting up at 5:30, and it's like it was a rough week. So sleep is huge for me.
Yeah, I've noticed, like, and that's on my list too after TikTok is sleep, but like not just the amount of sleep, but going to bed on time. And I'm a freaking night owl. I love the night.
I think that's okay, but then you need to make your nighttime be midnight or whatever it is. Like you can stay up late, that's totally fine.
Yeah,
but just whenever you're gonna get your sleep that you need, then
see, I found even if I make it midnight every night, it's not good for my mental health.
Okay, then it needs to be earlier.
It needs to be earlier, but like I've noticed that even though I love the night, I don't know why. Like I've always liked the night. I notice that I do better when I go to bed like 10:30, 11 than midnight. Even if I'd get the same amount of sleep, it's somehow different. I know it's weird. Talking things out, processing, like so with Natalie and maybe Jason. It's just good for mental health. And then working out, I always feel like I always had that, so we're gonna breeze past that one. But apparently TikTok and sleep, and they're probably tied in more than I realized. So,
dude, that's incredible.
Well, I wonder because most of the time Natalie goes to bed, like we go to bed and I go poop. I probably poop for an hour a night, and I'm on TikTok.
You're sitting on the can for an hour?
I know.
Mike, that's not good for your butthole.
I know when it's you and Megan talk about that, I'm like, so bad. So anyways, I realize now, so maybe if I figure that one out, maybe if I don't go on TikTok on the toilet, I will sleep better and I will be a much healthier, happier person. So Jason, any final thoughts as we wrap up this, what turned out to be a depressing episode?
I mean, I see why you didn't want to say that time. I'm flabbergasted on that.
It's so bad.
I don't think I've ever done that much on anything.
So last week was a lot. I think Sunday was a terrible amount. But other than that, that means 3 hours a day is my average on TikTok, which is still more than it should be. I know.
I mean, I'm not trying. It's the number. Like 3 hours doesn't sound that bad because you're not working. You're taking classes. It's not like you're taking class from 8 to 5.
Yeah.
It's an hour here, homework here. You know what I mean? So I get it. And now that Cam's in school and Natalie's at work, you're home alone.
But it's not. I don't think it's changed that much, though. I think it'd be the morning and night to spend.
I was trying to give you an out, bro.
I know. I just think it's a habit that I've had. It's just a depressing thing to actually realize. And I wish I wouldn't have randomly said, "Hey, we should check our screen time."
That was not. Yeah,
that was not even
random.
planned. So, anyways, any final thoughts other than Mike needs to figure out TikTok?
No, this was a good episode. I think it's always good for us to check in on things, and I really appreciate you making the rundown.
So that is our depressing. So anyways, if any of you else have screen times that are anywhere near that, can you please post them and make me feel like I'm not the biggest loser in the world?
Please do.
Please, for the love of me and for the love of everything that's holy, do that. And if you would share this episode with somebody who needs it, maybe somebody you know is on their phone as much or more than me, can you share this with them so that they can fall in love with us and also find rid themselves of Facebook fake, apparently, and
Instagram icky and Twitter takes
and TikTok whatever takes away my whole world.
Yeah, that's gonna be my goal, is think of a TikTok
thing.
TikTok titties. No.
And as always, we're going to transition roughly to keep the faith, do your work, live life unfiltered, so that you can rid yourself of Facebook fake, Instagram ickies, and Twitter takes. See you next time.
Bye. I'm going to go on TikTok now.
Yeah, I'm going to go on TikTok. So I should do it on this episode. Oh, okay.
Dude.